It's just a beautiful venue, really intimate, excellent beer and excellent food, and really incredible music.
I absolutely love their quirky and intimate vibe. Musicians love the place, and so the audience love it as well.
So we're in the music
everyone thinks we're a couple. I don't know why, you know.
We've been best friends since school, so we'd always talk about how amazing it would be to have a venue, the kind of venue that we'd like to hang out.
Yeah.
The kind of place where we'd like to go to listen to music.
Well, it reminds me a bit of playing at the Bluebird in Nashville. There's not much separation between the audience and the person who's singing, which is a really cool thing for the performer as well as the audience, I think. And it sounds really good too.
We have a bit of a philosophy here that I've tried to create. My favourite moments of Green Note are when you forget there's anything between you and the musicians. And when you kind of break down that barrier between the performer and the audience, something really magical can happen in the room, and that's where we get our atmosphere from. It's a real pleasure to see a lot of the musicians come through here go on to bigger and better things. Sometimes they get a little bit too big to come back to our little tiny room that we love so much, but quite often they come back anyway and just don't tell that many people about it. It's a great feeling to feel like you've been a part of that journey to that kind of success.
There are plenty of things about the Green Note that make it exceptionally special as a venue, and not least the two women, Amy and Risa, that run it. Everything that they do seems to be done very gracefully and very effortlessly. You know, all the way from DIY to the big decisions, they're doing it all themselves.
We wanted to create a scene, bring a community to us, and there is a scene out there. I think we've tapped into it, but also created it as well.
This is not a business you do for the business side of it.
You've got to do it for the love of it.
For the love of it.
You just feel amazing vibrations. You just feel great when you're here. It's actually very, very rare, I find, in London to be at a place with so much heart.
Good evening and welcome. It is Wednesday the 5th of May and it's the 106th episode of Virtually Green Note. My name's Emma and I'll be your host this evening. Thank you very much for joining us wherever in the world that you are. We are delighted to have you because we've got an amazing folk lineup for you this evening. First up, we have got a classically trained singer-songwriter and Celtic harpist, originally from Edinburgh via Pembrokeshire, with Scottish, Welsh and Punjabi heritage, who sings in both English and Welsh, with the voice of milk and honey, according to Anais Mitchell. Her reflective, sensitive songwriting sometimes draws on her experience as a navigational officer in the Merchant Navy, sailing around the world on oil tankers, as well as taking inspiration from the folk revival of the 60s and 70s. She's been featured on the BBC Radio Scotland and is a regular on the UK folk scene and festival circuit, and has been keeping busy during lockdown, teaching harp and inspiring a new generation of musicians. Broadcasting from Inverclyde, please welcome CHLOE MATHARU.
Hi, thank you very much, Emma, for that lovely welcoming.
You're welcome.
Speaking of the Merchant Navy, I'm going to start with a song that I've written. It was actually when I was a cadet.
CHLOE, so sorry to interrupt you, my lovely. What I'm going to do is introduce all three of you, and then you'll start. Sorry. Maybe sorry. But I'm looking forward to that very much. That sounds awesome. Next up, we have got a traditional folk singer-songwriter guitarist from Birmingham, whose background as a journalist means that he has a great ear for a story, making his live shows an amusing mix of folk song performance and conversation. He throws in tidbits about the original singers and collectors unearthed during his substantial writing and podcasting research on traditional folk music in the UK, and when he's not touring around the UK, he's toured to places as far-flung as Japan, and has released EPs and albums both as a solo artist and as part of duo The Grizzly Folk, earning glowing reviews in the media. Broadcasting from Hampshire, please welcome Jon Wilks.
Hello.
Hello there.
Nice intro, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. How are you
Hi,
this
CHLOE.
evening?
I'm
Nice
good, thanks.
Good.
Looking forward to this.
Me too. It's lovely to have you both here. And last but not least, we have got a folk singer, songwriter and educator from Stafford, widely regarded as one of the best loved folk performers in the country, with a career spanning 17 years in which she's released 7 solo albums, earning her stellar broadsheet reviews, as well as headlining the folk festivals she attended with her much-loved parents, to whom she's dedicated 2 of her albums. Her current focus is on collaborating with diverse artists and commissions, including Bellowhead's John Spears, Megan Henwood, Hannah James, Barney Morse Brown and Scrittipillity's Rodri Marsden, as well as a placement with the Museum of Rural English Life, leading to Lace Tellings, a radio ballad that told the tale of the lace-making girls of southern England through spoken word, songs and music. Broadcasting from Oxfordshire, please welcome Jackie Oates.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you this evening?
I'm good, thank you. I'm relieved my children are in bed.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Mine's not.
Oh, no.
Your little one wanted you to come in and join him, I know.
I know,
but
it's gone quiet now. Oh, the cat's trying to get in, though.
Let's all go around yours. So regulars, you know the next bit, but for anybody new that's joining us this evening, Virtually Green Note takes the form of a writer's round. So what that means is that each artist is going to take it in turns to perform a song, and then in between songs we're hopefully going to hear a little bit more about the ideas and the inspiration behind their songs, and then they're going to hand over to the next artist. And tonight we're going to start with Chloe, followed by Jon, followed by Jackie. So we're going to do 2 rounds of that, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to do another couple of rounds, including a cover version of the artist's choice. So, kicking us off this evening, we have got CHLOE MATHARU. Take it away, Chloe.
So I did try to introduce the song already. I can almost feel the crowds. So it is quite a surreal experience for those of you that haven't broadcast from a spare bedroom. You can feel that there's people watching.
Yeah.
So this piece is called Small Voyages, and it was written when I was a cadet. And it's basically about even if you go onto bigger, better ships, you'll always remember the small ones that you started off on. So this one in particular is for Galway Fisher, which I think might be retired now, which just shows how long ago my cadetship was. Small voyages, and they take the night and day, rocking around as you underway, not noticing the months you'll be away, just riding out the storm, keeping the ship from home. Small voyages, safe havens, homecoming. This is what you do it for. Struggling on the padlet firth, trying to keep your course. Oh, small voyages, safe havens, homecomings. This is what you do it for. ship from home. Home, small voyages, safe havens, homecomings. This is what you do it for.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh,
It was great.
Gorgeous.
Well, I'm really looking forward to your next song, John.
Well, I guess the question that I have straight away is cadet? Tell me more about being a cadet.
Well,
and the
they
folk
don't treat
singer.
you don't treat you very well as a cadet, I have to say. So
no.
yeah, I was in the Merchant Navy, but just there's a pecking order. So it was more of a joke because everyone knows that cadets are the tea makers and you don't really get to do very much interesting things. But I started off on coastal oil tankers, and then I moved on to various other ships, such as ferries and cruise ships.
Amazing.
So you don't still do it, or you do still do it?
Yeah. Well, at the moment I'm on maternity leave, so I've got a
Right.
child, but I'm staying shoreside with. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How do you get... I mean, I feel like any question that I'm going to ask now is just like you must have been asked a million times. But next question would be cadet and harp.
Well, I learned to play the harp when I was young, and I actually missed it a lot while I was at sea because most of the time you can't join ship with your harp. But I did take my Skylark. I had a small Pilgrim Skylark, which is about half the size of this harp, and I did manage to take that on board ship a few times. So it's got a few. It's gotten a bit battered, but I think that's why I love it all the more.
Brilliant.
So I hear that you're also a journalist.
I was. It's been a long time since I was, but I used to edit Time Out magazine, amongst other things. So don't do it much anymore, but I do a lot of blogging and I do a lot of writing on my website and that sort of thing. So
You're
yeah.
a very, very good interviewer.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yes. Very knowledgeable.
Thank you very much. So yeah, it's been a while.
What are you going to play then, John?
Well, I was going to play one song, and now listening to Chloe's song, I've realised that I'm going to play a different song.
Oh, okay. Was it about
because-
being a cadet?
No.
No.
But I thought if I could play a song that sort of was inspired a little bit by what you just sang? You're singing about the sea and boats and stuff like that, and I thought, do I know any sea or boat songs? And because I sing traditional songs mostly, of course I do. but they're not going to be. It's not going to be a sea shanty. I don't know many of those. Leave that to the other people. But there's a verse or two in this in which a ship turns up. So I'm going to sing a song that has a ship in it. And the song is called John Riley. I'm going to start by taking my earphones off so I can hear what's going on better. So, John Riley was a true love's name, an honest man was he. He's loved a farmer's daughter dear, as faithful as can be. Her father he had riches, but John Riley was poor. Because she's loved this honest man, it would not her endure. Oh mother dear, where shall I send my love? His very heart lies in my breast, as constant as a dove. Oh daughter dear, I'm not severe, and here's £1,000. Send Riley to America to purchase there some ground. Soon as she's got the money to John Riley she did run, saying, on this night to have your life my father's charged is gone. But here's £1,000 in gold my mother sent to you. Go quickly to America and quickly I'll pursue. Soon as they've got the money, the next day they've sailed away. But very quickly came a storm that lasted all the day. The ship went down, all hands were lost, and her father grieved so sore. They found her in John Riley's arms, drowned upon the shore. And on her breast a note was writ, it's written all in blood, saying, cruel was my father who went out to shoot my love. But let this be a warning to all you maidens gay, never to let the man you love sail to America.
John, I love that.
Thank you. I'm afraid the ship went down.
Oh.
All hands were lost. There's nothing I could do about it.
Where did it come from?
That song. Where did you say you're from, Jackie?
I don't know anymore. I think I'm from Stafford.
Well, that song's from Staffordshire.
Really?
So it was collected from a chap called George Dunn in
him.
1972. It was collected by your good friend Peggy Seeger.
Oh, Peggy Seeger.
And she collected it from him.
And did she collect that melody with the lovely kind of modal twisty bits?
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's.
So
they
lovely.
recorded it, and it's on an album called George Dunn Chainmaker. Very few people have it. I'm one of them.
Wow.
And it's. It's. There's loads of songs that were in this old chap George Dunn's repertoire that are just beautiful. That more people should go and look at.
Stunning, isn't it? It's such a nice tune. I've not heard that tune before.
Well,
I don't think.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
What are you going to sing?
I'm going to carry on the nautical theme, and I'm going to sing.
What have you started, Chloe?
So this is a version of The Lakes of Shylin, and it's called Young Leonard, and it's a warning about why you shouldn't go swimming in a lake when you've been told not to. My daughter's fascinated with this song and keeps going, "Mummy, what's this song about?" And I can't bear to tell her. So I say that at the end of the song, the mother runs up with a big towel and wraps up young Leonard and takes him home and gives him some Ribena. But that's not what really happens.
One day she's going to have to learn the truth.
Yes, I'm not ready for
Might
that
save
yet.
her life, keep her away from lakes.
Or paddling pools, yes. So this is young Leonard. Okay. I'm going to take my headphones off because I feel silly. It was early one morning, young Leonard arose, and off to his cousin's bedchamber he goes. Sing arise, my dear cousin, and let no one know. 'Tis a fine summer's morning, to the lakes let us go. They walked on together till they came to a lane, when who should they meet but a keeper of game, crying, "Turn back, young Leonard, do not venture in, for there's deep and false water in the lake of marsh green." They walked on together till they came to a lake. Young Leonard took off his clothes, began for to swim. He swam to an island, he swam it twice round. He said, "It's deep and false water, and I'm sinking down." And crying, "Cousin, lovely cousin, do not venture in. It was deep and false water, and young Leonard was drowned." And that very same morning, Leonard's sister arose. Straight to her mother's chamber, straight to her she goes. He dreamed a sad dream about Leonard last night. He was dressed in a shroud of snow white. That very same morning, Leonard's mother came in, wringing her hands and tearing her hair, crying, "Woe is the hour young Leonard plunged in. Ah, there's deep and false water in the lake of marsh green." And I saw a fair maid standing by the lake shore. Her face, it was pale, she was weeping full sore. In deep anguish she gazed where young Leonard plunged in. Ah, there's deep and false water in the lake of marsh green. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sobbing.
You're not.
I think I'm not, but I'm fairly hardened to folk songs now.
Yeah.
But
that
it was
really.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Thank you. It
And you
loses
have
something
that-
on my cheap keyboard.
Yeah, but you've got that voice.
Have I?
You've got a voice. Yeah, you've got an
Thank
amazing
goodness,
voice.
I'm terrible at the keyboard.
I think some Mark Buckley in the comments has said not enough folk songs end with the problems of Ribena, or the promise of Ribena.
The promise
Actually,
of Ribena. Yeah. Rosie's not allowed Ribena very often.
I think I quite like how I misread it, actually. Not enough folk songs end with the problems of Ribena.
Oh, right.
That was absolutely enchanting.
Oh, thank
but I
you.
have to say that I'm not
Yeah.
as hardened as John, especially after having a baby. So that
Oh,
did
I
bring a tear to my
know.
eye. So
It's fascinating, isn't it, how nothing sounds quite the same once you've had a child. Yes, I understand. Right, are we going to have another song from you, Chloe?
Yep. So
Are you leading us
John-
on another theme? I don't know if I'll be able to keep up.
I think actually, John, you it's kind of following on your theme about lovers being on different ships. So, are you originally from? You're just outside of Winchester, or are you Hampshire?
So I'm living just north of Winchester. I'm from Birmingham originally.
Okay. Because this one, we used to have a little flat. My husband's in the Royal Navy, so when we were living in Portsmouth, have you been on South Sea Beach? Have you been down to-
Possibly, without knowing its name.
Yeah, so once we went fishing there, and there was some Arctic terns that were there, which is quite, I mean, they're migratory birds. Are either of you bird watchers at all?
A little bit. Yeah.
Not even slightly.
Well, neither am I, yeah. But my husband is. So he pointed at a nice looking bird with some orange legs, and I thought, oh, that's a nice bird. And he said...
A nice looking bird with orange legs, did you say? I really want that to be the subject of the song.
Not quite. But anyway, these migratory birds, they travel the longest distance, and they actually have a mate for life, so it's a bit more romantic than comedic, this song. So
What colour is the mate for life's legs? Also orange?
Could be.
It's a very romantic colour.
If you're a bird, yeah. Okay, so this one's Arctic Turns, and it's just about long distance relationships. Yeah, if you're a Twitcher, I'm sure you'll very much appreciate this song.
Wonderful.
Someday soon I'll fly you. Oh, I did it again, the headphones. I did that last song and you guys all had the common sense to take them off. Someday soon I'll fly away to where icebreakers are making way. Northern lights will light the night when darkness comes at blue twilight, and you and I will begin. You and I will begin where the Arctic tern goes, where the Arctic tern goes. Someday soon I'll fly again to where icebreakers are making way. I will fly so very far above the waves, beneath the stars, and you and I will begin. You and I will begin where the Arctic tern goes, where the Arctic tern goes. You and I will begin. You and I will begin where the Arctic tern goes, where the Arctic tern goes. He brought me so many fish after dancing on the moor. So I chased him up into the skies and felt my wings to soar. You and I will begin. You and I will begin where the Arctic tern goes, where the Arctic tern goes. You and I will begin. You and I will begin where the Arctic tern goes, where the Arctic tern goes. Thank you.
I think we have to keep clapping for ages until somebody's put their earphones back on. So that they can
Lovely,
hear
lovely
it.
stuff. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I can't follow it with any songs about Arctic terns. Do you know any birding songs, Jackie?
Yes, lots.
Well, actually, I'm not going to go that direction, so I'm not sure we can play that
Yeah.
game. But
No.
it's strange, this, isn't it? Just to sort of
It
like, I
is.
feel like I should make some more comments.
What are you going to sing, John?
So I am going to do something that I really, rarely do, and that's I'm going to play one of my own songs. I nearly always play traditional songs, but tonight I thought I might do one of my own, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Is that all right,
absolutely.
Jax? Yeah? Okay. It's the reason I want to play it is I've never played it in public before, but strangely I did record a version of it a couple of years ago, and it's on my YouTube channel, and then I kind of forgot all about it. And then during lockdown I recorded a version with Lucas Drinkwater. Do you know him?
Yes, he stayed in my spare room.
Oh, did he?
Lilo, yes. The Lilo went down.
That's really specific.
Yeah.
So this song, he wasn't on a Lilo when he was recording this, but he played the double bass on it for me, and then one of my other friends, Jon, is potentially going to add some keyboards to it as well, and I might put it out as a single in a couple of months if I like it enough. But it's a bit of an epic. It's a song about a relationship from when I was like 19 years old, and also sort of about my memories of and love of London. So it's a London song.
Cool.
It's called
Very
Greek Street.
appropriate for the green note.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. It might be useful for the green note. Well, not useful. They don't have much use for it, but you know, it might fit with the fact that we're sort of ostensibly broadcasting from London.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a go, shall I?
Yes, do.
Yes, please.
It's got a chorus, so I'm going to take my earphones off. I'm going to do that folky thing where I sing the chorus for you. And the chorus goes, and I would recommend, and I'd write it in a song, a night that ends on Greek Street with the rising of the sun, to anybody young. So that's your chorus. So if you're at home and feel like singing, you can kind of try and sing along with that. And it's called Greek Street, and it goes something like this. Of a Soho morning in shades of dirty grey, well at 6 a.m. I stumbled once more into the day. The streets in need of hosing down to wash away the gloom, and I was 19 years of age. The time has gone so soon. 'Twas there I spied a maiden with glitter in her hair, and it fell in shards of crimson, and it lit the morning air. She's teetered on her platform heels and scaffolded my mind. Me without a hard hat on, just begging to be fined. And I would recommend, and I'd write it in a song, night that ends on Greek Street with the rising of the sun, to anybody young. Well, she's took her name from winter, no robin went without, and she's fluttered on the petrol breeze as neon picked her out. The soul of Cambridge Circus, a phoenix from the frost. Before I knew what had begun, I had already lost. So we took a bus to Lewisham, where her mother had a place, and against the kitchen sideboard, well, I kissed her on the face. And on a Swedish packing bed, I kissed her naked breast. And it wasn't till the midnight moon we stopped to take a rest. And I would recommend, and I'd write it in a song, a night that ends on Greek Street with the rising of the sun. To anybody young. Well, it's strange what I remember, it's strange what I recall. I don't remember conversations, I don't remember words at all. I remember trips to Brighton, wrapped warm against the cold. I remember thinking time had stopped and we weren't growing old. And that's the wonder of the transient, a sense of life alive. It's the magic of the twilight stars, its fingers intertwined, and fingers then unravelled, and distance in the sheets, and distance in the way she gazed way back up on the street. And I would recommend, and I'd write it in a song, a night that ends on Greek Street with the rising of the sun. To anybody young. Well, we lingered in the summer months, my winter maid and me, and in the Soho evenings, well, I loved her tenderly. But by the time the autumn came, her eye began to roam, and I wandered back to Lewisham, all longing and alone. So she took a Swedish packing bed for some other blade to blame, and I tried my best to blame her, but the blame it never came. For she was but 18 years of age and barely in her bloom, that one sweet misty morning on old Greek Street in the gloom. And I would recommend, and I'd write it in a song, a night that ends on Greek Street with the rising of the sun. To anybody young.
Oh, that was great, Jon.
It was long, wasn't it? It was a bit
But
long.
I followed it all.
Enjoyed it. Yeah.
Really good story.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
a true story.
Is it? And where did the Swedish packing bed come from?
That's
Was it
IKEA.
Was it a futon or a sort of roly-uppy bed? Or
I think it was a futon. A futon.
okay.
But
And yeah.
but I thought it would be interesting to write a song that has those kind of like slightly traditional stylings to it, like it's of a Soho morning, and
Yeah.
you know, sort of for some other blade to game, and all of these kind of words, and then throw in IKEA into the middle of it. I thought that would be quite fun.
really works.
And Lewisham. There aren't many songs with Lewisham in it, right? So
No. Oh, sort of
probably
sad,
for good
though.
reason.
Kind of, it just sort of fizzled out. Would you say?
No,
Still in touch with the lady.
With the lady, I'm not. That she's. I mean, I was 19. She was 18. I'm 44 now. She'll be 43. And you know, just it's a teenage thing, isn't it? It's like it's just a nice old memory that you kind of have, and it's just, for me, it's just massively intertwined memory with London, and the sort of, you know, I've always had a slightly love-hate relationship with London. Sometimes I love it, and then sometimes I really don't want to be anywhere near it. And in those memories, I'm happy to be there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've talked to her for too long.
Oh, thank you.
Jackie Oates, what are you going to sing for us, Jackie Oates? Is it going to be about Arctic terns or London?
No, neither. Oh, no, it is about London, you know. It is.
Ooh.
Ooh. So, yeah, I recorded this song in 2008 on an album called The Violet Hour. And at the time I was living in Devon. And I think the reason I stayed in Devon was Devon has this amazing folk scene that's very sort of distanced from the rest of the country and sort of balladic, and there's this real storytelling element to the singing. And one particular man who was very influential to me when I was living there, a man called Sean O'Shea, taught me this song. He said this would sound really good if you sang it, and it's, I think originally it was collected as Richie's Story, but I know it as Richie's Lady, and yeah, it's a kind of a historical royal song.
In the comments, you've got a Devon fan.
Have I? Who is it?
She's called Irene Mendrinos.
Oh.
And she's listening from Crete.
That's
and loving
amazing,
your
isn't
songs
it?
And Devon.
Thank you. I love Devon too.
I quite like Crete.
Yeah, I've never been. I'd love to. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take the headphones off. Sorry. Here's a letter for you, madam. Here's a letter for you, madam. Here's a letter from the Earl of York, and all in suit of you, madam. Don't say so to me, Richie. Don't say so to me, Richie. For I made a vow and I'll keep it true, and I'll marry none but you, Richie. Don't say so to me, madam. Don't say so to me, madam. For I have neither house nor land for to maintain you with, madam. And I am going away, madam. I am going away, madam. I'm going away to London town. My friends, they long to see me, madam. Then I will go with you, Richie. I will go with you, Richie. cheek. But as they rolled down through London town, up at the bells they were ringing bonny, and many's the knight and many's the squire stood there to welcome Richard's lady. And since it's so that I loved you, madam, since it's so that I loved you, madam, I left my castle and my land, and I was your serving man, madam, and I was your serving man, madam. I made your bridals ring, madam, and little did you know that your serving man was England's royal king, madam. And since it's so that I loved you, madam, since it's so that you love me, madam, you shall be the queen of all England, and happy will you be, madam. Thank you.
Very good indeed.
Sorry for the Les Dawson piano playing.
No, that was lovely. Thank you guys so much for an absolutely gorgeous first half. That was beautiful. So now we have reached the interval, so we're going to leave our lovely musicians here to have a wee break. So to our artists, you can go grab a drink or anything else that you need, and you'll have 5 minutes before you need to come back to us. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye for now. So viewers, I'm going to hand you over now to our lovely Imi and Risa. They're the founders and owners of Green Note. They're the ones that book the musicians and do all the brilliant programming here at Green Note. They're going to regale us all with the latest updates. Please welcome Imi and Risa. Hi, you two.
Hello. Hey, Emma. Hey, out there.
It's a really beautiful show, isn't it?
Really beautiful. I'm like so chilled out now.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's like being sung lullabies or something.
Yeah. I know. So nice to hear harp as well, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So is that first of actually Green Note, first harp?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, from what I know, but yeah. Anyway, I will leave you to it. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, so these are our little halftime announcements. I think some of you have heard them many times before, but I'm sure we've got newbies on here. So if you're new to Virtually Green Note, you're joining pretty late in the game. But
so 106th. Can't say it. 106th show.
But yeah, it's great to have you here, whoever you are, all of you. So we've been here every week, twice a week since last April, every Wednesday and Friday night, and at 8 p.m. UK time. So do continue to join us for these. It's always a really beautiful lineup, a beautiful way to spend an evening. We're on all the social media. It's streaming past below. So join us, subscribe, follow, like, do all of that. If you've got your phone to hand, just do it now while you're thinking about it. It's no time like the present. And we also have a mailing list, which we'll post in the chat now, or maybe it's already there. Yeah, it's definitely worth joining that. You'll find out more about these shows and about Well, in fact, you won't find out more about these shows because these shows are coming to an end in this format. This is we've got 3 more. So yeah, next Friday is our last show. Some of you heard that we announced the other day. But yeah, so but you'll hear, if you join our mailing list, you'll hear more about the shows at our real venue, Green Note, which will be reopening at the end of June. So we're really excited about that, and we have some other things in the pipeline before that. So yeah, just don't go too far because there is stuff going on. This show is also available on our YouTube and Facebook for a week afterwards. So it's live now, but if you're not able, or if you want to watch again, or you want to spread the word to music-loving friends, you can do that for the next week. So please do. It's always 3 different artists, and it's a great way of discovering new music. So do we recommend?
It's really strange that they're coming to an end.
It is. It's been
a whole year.
Era. I know.
Yeah. And we've got such a great archive. I was just thinking of all these amazing shows that we've had. So many artists, like well over 300 artists.
I know, it's been crazy. It's also, I'm just looking in the chat. Irini, do you remember? She was one of our regulars a long time ago at Green Note.
She's only just discovered these shows, which is a bit late in the day, seeing as it's. But
well, yeah, better late than never, as she says. But yeah,
exactly.
It's been such a nice way of staying connected to our Green Note community as well. So
definitely. Yeah, and just as I always do, but there's definitely some new viewers there tonight, including my friend Em. So hi, Em. Yeah. So how we run these shows is that they're not ticketed, as you've probably realised, but we do welcome and encourage donations. And the suggested donation is £10, but that's just a suggestion. You can anything you can manage is very welcome and appreciated. And you can make a donation via our PayPal link, which is listed everywhere that you can watch this show. And I'm just now posting it also in the comments. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can find it there. And it's a total bargain, isn't it? I always think for 3 amazing artists and 3 in 1.
Exactly. 3 in 1 where you don't even have to leave your couch. You get to the comfort, your home comforts. Exactly. You don't have to get there early to get a seat.
And also, for again those who don't know, just how the donations are divided up. So the donations for each show are divided 4 ways. So that's 1/4 to each of the 3 artists who are playing tonight. And then the last quarter goes to Green Note towards the running costs of the show and paying our wonderful team. And keeping them going for another week and a half.
Yeah, gosh,
it is.
Yeah,
it
but
is
they are
strange.
still going for the next week and a half. So please don't go away yet. We've still got a bit more to go. So.
Yeah, what do we have? What's Friday's show?
Yeah, this Friday we've got an
bill.
Americana bill, well, Scottish Americana. With Dean Owens, who's a multi-award winning Scottish singer-songwriter who kind of blends Scottish and Americana music, Scottish roots with Americana. Kirsten Adamson, who's one half of The Marriage, the band The Marriage. She's also
we had
Scottish,
the other half
actually.
play.
We did have the other half.
Dave.
They're still together. It's not a broken marriage. They just, the technology meant
they're
they
based
were
in different
separated.
cities.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not an actual. They're not
a romantic marriage. They're a
they're a band.
Yeah, they're a band. And David Huckfelt, who's an American singer-songwriter and activist and new discovery for us. So we're looking forward to him too. So that's been another nice thing about these shows is that we've discovered so much new music as well. Like a lot of artists have brought new artists to us, and it's been fun.
And we actually get to sit and watch a whole gig, which we don't
exactly.
when
we never get to do that at Green Note.
Yeah. The week after that, I think we have the Wednesdays Lauren Housley and Annie Dressner and Katie Hurt. So that's a sort of country Americana bill. Yeah. British. Kind of British-based bill, although Annie's American. Yeah. And then the final show is...
It's another show curated by True North Music, who did one, was it last month? And they just put such a great lineup together that we had to have them back. So yeah, it's 3. Actually, they're not 3 American artists. It's 2 American artists. No, that's not true.
New Zealand.
1 American artist, 1 New Zealand artist who lives in America, and 1 British artist. And it's kind of a bluegrassy bill. Yeah, it should be really fun and multi-instrumental.
Good way to end. Well, there's never a good way to end, but there will be more. More live streams from the venue, and make sure you follow us on YouTube.
And you never know, we
we
might do odd, future ones in this format. We're definitely going to be doing some stuff from the venue, so yeah, definitely join us, follow us, do all of that, so you can stay tuned on our upcoming plans, because there will be lots. All right, should we get back to the music?
I think that's it for today. Yeah, let's get back to these 3 lovely musicians.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, ladies. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Emma.
Okay, please welcome back to the virtual stage, CHLOE MATHARU. Hi, CHLOE. Oh, you're muted. We need to unmute you. There we go. Perfect. Did I get it right this time, Matharu?
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Everyone gets it wrong. It's
No, I was worrying about it because I just thought, oh gosh, I forgot to check with you. Names are important.
It's a Punjabi name, but growing up in Scotland, everyone pronounced it Matharu. So I'm quite used to it being pronounced quite different.
Yeah. Oh. And please welcome back to the virtual stage, Jon Wilks.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to have you back. Hello.
Nice to be back, and nice to have listened to Imi and Risa, because the Green Note is such a wonderful place. I've only played in the Green Note once, and it was just such a lovely experience. So I'm so glad it's still going.
Me too. We love it. And last but not least, please welcome back Jackie Oates.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to have you back.
Yeah, I've played in the Green Note a few times over the years, and like you say, John, it's always really special and friendly and intimate and just so precious.
Oh, thank you very much, guys, for the love. Well, we look forward to having you all back in the venue as soon as you all can. So, CHLOE, if you would like to kick us off into Act 2, it is the covers round. Take it away, CHLOE.
Yeah, it's such an honour to be a part of the virtual Green Note, because I didn't realise they were coming to an end so soon, but it's really good news for live gigs coming back on soon. So
definitely.
So this one is it's not really a cover, but it's a Lord Franklin sort of traditional song, which I'm sure you'll all know.
Yeah.
It was homeward bound one night torn deep, swinging in the hammock. I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream, and I thought it true concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. Through cruel storms they sailed away, through frozen oceans in the month of May. Only the Eskimo in his skin canoe, he was the only one to see it through. I would cross the main. 10,000 pounds I would freely give just to say on earth it does live.
Really wonderful, goosebumps.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, where did you learn Lord Franklin from? Do you remember?
It was just a sing-arounds when I was a kid in Edinburgh. It's a very popular song, so I think many people, sing it and share it at sing-arounds.
Do you have a favourite Lord Franklin, Jackie?
Yes, I do actually. It's always going to be Nick Jones. Nick Jones is Lord Franklin. Only the Eskimo in his skin canoe. It's so sad, isn't it? That he's the only one who made it.
It's Martin Carthy for me.
Yeah.
I love his version.
My brother does quite a lovely version as well.
I was going to say, aren't you supposed to say your brothers?
I'd forgotten until I said Nick Jones. Yeah, Jim does one with lots of luscious strings and sort of orchestral stuff. It's lovely.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is great. Cool. Thank you for that.
What are you going to do?
So, I'm going to play... Tonight's a night of either playing firsts or playing songs that I haven't played in forever. I'm going to play a song in Japanese.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Because my dear wife is Japanese and my lovely children are half Japanese, obviously. I just went into the kitchen halfway through when we had the interval, and they had never heard the Greek Street song before, so there was some explaining to do. Especially the line about kissing naked breasts.
I know, that was a bit steamy, wasn't it?
A bit steamy.
Yes.
Hopefully the laughter stays. Anyway, this song is from my old days living in Japan, and it's a song, it's by a band called Tennis Coats, who are a duo in Tokyo who I just adore, and they're lovely friends of mine. I haven't seen them in a long time, but they sometimes come over and play at Cafe Otto in London, and this is one of their songs. I recorded it with my duo, the Grizzly Folk. It's called Bai Baba Bimba. Bye baba bimba, be baba boomba. Bye baba bimba, be baba boomba. Bye baba bimba, be baba boomba. Bye baba bimba, be baba bimba, ho. Aru atakai その匂い瞬くんだ足元かけるまたでかい水上院だったとバイババビンバビビババビンバイババビンバビビババビンババブリンババブリンバイババビンバビビババビンバイババビンバビビババビンバイババビンバビビババビンバイバイ
Wow, Jon.
Ooh. Hello again.
That is very impressive. I take it you're fluent in Japanese, are you?
You would take it wrong. I can speak some Japanese. Yeah, I mean, I used to work in Japan, so I worked in offices where I was the only English speaker, so I could, at one point I was reasonably fluent, but not so much anymore. I mean, my son just did his GCSE in Japanese, and he's better than me now, so that's my level, basically.
Which part of Japan were you living in?
So my wife is from the south of Japan, from the island of Kyushu, and she's from a city called Kitakyushu. Have you been as a merchant navy person?
Yeah, a fair amount, but I love Japan. I'd love to go back.
Well, we lived in Fukuoka, which was in the south of Japan, which you may have been in because it's got a big port there. And then we lived in Tokyo for a couple of years as well. So.
Wow. Yeah. I love
and maybe
that.
one day we will again.
Really? Do you think you will?
I don't know. I sometimes miss it, and sometimes feel like it would be lovely to live there again. So.
Yeah.
What's the song about?
Food. The song it's a weird one. I asked the writer what does it mean, and she said it doesn't mean anything. Like the title by Baba Bimbo, which is repeated over and over again, means almost nothing. It's just sounds. And then there's a middle bit where it has a sort of meaning, but it's so vague that it's almost not worth translating. It's just pretty sounds, really. Aww. It's really kind of like going la 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 throughout the song. So you pretty much got it.
Yeah, lovely.
There you go. My daughter's just said, "Mum and I were singing along." So there you go.
Oh, sweet. Right,
Jax. What's up next?
Well, I'm going to do a song I don't play very often at all.
Is it in Japanese?
No, it's not. It's a Tom Waits song that I'm a bit obsessed with. It's quite dark, so I'm just going to sing it, I think.
Go for it.
Yes, thank you. Well, the smart money's on the hollow, and the moon is in the west, and the shadow boys are breaking all the laws. And you're east of East St. Louis, and the band is making speeches, and the rain sounds like a round of applause. And Napoleon is weeping in his carnival saloon. His invisible fiance's in the mirror, and the band is going home. It's raining hammers, raining nails, and it's true there's nothing left for him down here. And it's time, 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 and it's time, 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 and it's time, time, time that you love, and it's time, time, time. And they all pretend they're orphans, and their memories like a train. You can see it getting smaller as it fades away. And the things you can remember tell the things you can forget. History puts a saint in every dream. Well, she said she'd stick around until the bandages came off. But those mama's boys just don't know when to quit. And Matilda asks the sailors, are those dreams or are those real? So just close your eyes, son, this won't hurt a bit. And it's time, 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 and it's time, 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 and it's time, time, time that you love, and it's time, time, time. Well, things are pretty lousy for a calendar girl. They just roll off the street and crash into the rain. And when she's in a roll, she pulls a razor from her boot, and 1,000 pigeons fall across the street around her feet. So put a candle in the window and a kiss upon his lips, while the dish outside the window fills with rain. And just like a stranger with weeds around your heart, pay the fiddler off till I come back again. And it's time, 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 and it's time, 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 and it's time, time, time that you love, and it's time, time, time.
I liked that. I liked the Les Dawson moment at the end again.
I miss my band. I usually have a guitarist, and I can just sing. But
Oh no, it was lovely.
the world
It
will
was
open
lovely.
up soon. Thank you so much.
Such a pretty song.
It
And you
is
sing
very
it so
sad.
well.
Very, very sad.
Somebody in the comments has asked, my husband wants to ask Jackie Oates, why did you say Des O'Connor piano?
Not Des O'Connor. What's his name? The other one. Les Dawson.
Dawson.
It's very plonky and accidental.
He used to purposefully throw in dud notes, didn't he?
Yes.
That was his.
Yes,
that was
and
his thing.
I don't usually play the piano. This is a little boy called Albert's piano that I've borrowed.
That's quite a name.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, your baby's still asleep?
I heard some noises, so I assume not.
I don't know about you guys because you're down south, but it's still daylight outside and we own some alpacas. So I instructed my husband to take Anais
Say that
up to
again. You own some alpacas. I'm so glad you're on this with us tonight. It's been so fun.
I love that.
Oh yeah, she's not asleep.
Do you knit
The alpaca's not asleep.
Yeah, they're actually. Well, we sell them actually. Yeah, we do. we knit headbands and things.
Do you actually? Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, do you do the knitting?
I do knit, yeah. But we also have a local helper who just lives up 2 doors up.
Cool.
Jackie's a knitter.
I'm a knitter.
Are
You could get a Jackie Oates special exclusive alpaca weave.
Ooh. I think you just got recruited, Jackie.
Look, did you make that, Jackie?
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
What kind
It
of
was
animal
covering
is
the
that?
Duplo. What kind of wool is it? It's not alpaca wool.
No.
It's rowan
But I
wool.
take it you could use alpaca wool.
Yeah, I have in the past. Yeah. So your children have been riding alpacas tonight?
No.
No?
No, but I told my husband to take my daughter up to the fields just so that it's quiet in the house. But it's still daylight outside here.
Is it?
But I think it's dark with you
here.
guys, is it?
Yeah. It's amazing.
dark
It's
down
proper
here.
dark down here.
Somebody's just said you can't throw a casual alpaca ownership into the conversation. He's right. I'm glad we picked up on it.
Right, have we got to our last go round, I think? Is it your last
Yeah.
song, Chloe?
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to say a big thanks to Green Note and also to Emmy and also Ali for doing the sound. Just a huge thanks. And it was really nice to... I think the last time I was at Green Note, it was about 10 or 11 years ago. And we weren't performing in the round, so I hope that live, I don't know if they're doing it these days, but it's really a nice experience to share songs and go in a round. So
it's much nicer.
Yeah, I've loved it. It's been lovely to meet you and to listen to you.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, likewise. So this last song, I'd like to say it's about something, but I was writing a song one day and the words just came together. So it's it's basically called Change of Light, and it's about when you're looking at something and it doesn't quite seem the way it was, your initial impression. Once I thought I'd found a diamond. It twinkled where I stood in the ground, almost overlooked. I'd found a treasure, beauty beyond belief, beyond measure. Then the light had changed, it lost its color. Darkness all around me once more. How could I believe in this dark? There could ever be more than heart. Once I thought I'd found a I'd found a friend, someone who had offered me their hand. Then they showed me the true colors. They would never be a true lover. Once I thought I'd found a diamond. It twinkled where I stood in the ground. How could I believe in this diamond? There could ever be more than Thanks.
Oh, lovely.
Who are your influences, Chloe?
So I'm a huge fan of anything from the 1960s folk revival. So actually Sandy Denny is a huge influence, but I wouldn't really say that that's a huge influence on my sound these days, but I listen to her all the time growing up. But yeah, and I guess Joni Mitchell these days, I think, is always really good if you want some inspiration on amazing songwriters.
Yeah.
I asked because I felt like I was hearing a kind of Joni Mitchell feel in that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Lovely, love Joni Mitchell. And Sandy Denny. All good with me.
And who are your influences then when you're writing your songs?
Well, I don't write terribly many songs anymore. I used to a long time ago. And I think probably in terms of songwriting, I was always quite into people who constructed quite interesting narratives. I suppose, it's quite kind of boring to say, but people like Bob Dylan, I think sort of early Smiths, things like that, where there was sort of quite interesting lyrical things going on. But really, since because I play acoustic guitar, most of my influence, I suppose, are people like Martin Carthy, but Bert Jansch, John Martin, Richard Thompson, that kind of thing. Not a million miles away from the likes of Sandy Denny. What about you, Jackie? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'm a huge fan of Bert Jansch, and I remember I was supposed to meet him years ago. I was going to open for him, and it was really tragic because it was actually the week that he passed away.
Oh no.
Yeah, so yeah. Absolute legend.
Yeah. My influences, Tim Erickson, definitely, Dick Gaughan, June Tabor, and then some Nordic singers. I really like Norwegian and sort of Scandinavian singing and the vocal things that they do.
I bet you're not going to sing Sweet Nightingale tonight, are you?
I wasn't going to.
You don't have to. It's just that I know that we've talked before about
the wiggles.
Those vocally bits, and that's just got such lovely things in it.
Yeah, I love a wiggle. Yeah.
Love a wiggle.
What are you going to sing, John? Are you going to sing one with wiggles in it?
I can't wiggle.
No.
I'm not particularly adept at wiggling. What am I going to sing? Do you know what? I'm still pondering between three songs, so maybe you can help me choose.
Is one of them Dingle Dangle?
It's not Dingle Dangle.
Oh.
If you're not singing Sweet Nightingale, I'm not singing Dingle Dangle.
I love that one.
And I love Sweet Nightingale, so.
Thank you.
I'm kind of undecided. I feel like we should end on a kind of fun song, so I might play Holly Ho.
Holly Ho!
Holly Ho.
I like Holly Ho.
So Holly Ho is a song that was collected in in the Black Country. I haven't played it for ages, so I might get the words wrong, but we'll see. But it was collected in the Black Country. It's a traditional song. And what I love about Holly Ho is that it's a really great example of what's wonderful about traditional songs. The story goes that when it was collected in this pub called the Cross Guns in about 1949, the guy who was collecting it went into the pub, and he found that one week they were singing this song, and then the next week they were singing it again, and it had different verses. And when he asked them, why is the song different? Apparently each regular in the pub would write their own verse during the week. and the verses that everybody particularly liked stuck. And so nobody remembered who wrote what verse or where what verse came from.
Oh.
It's just that the ones that were good stayed in the song, and the ones that were not good didn't. So it's just a really good example of sort of how traditional music works.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and play that, see if I can do it. It's got a good chorus, which I'll sing to you. The chorus goes, Holly ho, holly ho, fold a whack, foldle doodle da day. Another, like the Bai Baba Bimbuk Japanese song, it's got no meaning whatsoever. It's one of those evenings. So that's the chorus, so I'll sing it and you can sing along in the comfort and safety of your own homes. Take my earphones off. Just a little technical hit. It's all right. It's all going fine. No need to worry. Don't worry. Well, I know a song, and a peculiar song, and if you would listen, it won't take me long. The rhyme's very pretty, I'm sure you'll agree, and no doubt you'll all sing this chorus with me. Holly ho, fold a whack, foldle doodle da day. Well, I says to my sweetheart the other day, what dost thou want for thou's birthday? Well, she answers me, diamonds, and straight there and then I gave her the ace, the king, queen, jack and 10. Holly ho, fold the whack, foldle doodle da day. Well, the lady chain makers, they've all gone on strike. For the owners, they think they can pay what they like. They works 'em so hard, both night and by day, and for it, it gives 'em such terrible pay. Holly ho, fold the whack, foldle doodle da day. Well, I dreamt that I died and to heaven did go. Where dost thou come from, they wanted to know. When I says I comes from Cradley, well, how did they stare? They says, you better come in, John, you's the first bloke from there. Holly ho, fold the whack, foldle doodle da day. To market with my Uncle Jim, when somebody threw some tomatoes at him. Now tomatoes are soft and they don't bruise the skin, but that's not the case when they're still in the tin. Holly ho, holly ho, fall the whack, fall the doodle da day. Holly ho, holly ho, fall the whack, fall the doodle da day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
nice, John.
Thank you.
I wanted to
silly.
sing along, but actually I was a bit frightened that I was not muted, even though I could see. Didn't want to risk it.
Oh, that's a shame. It would have been fun, just sort of blurting out. Well, now then, I can't believe it, but it feels like we've come to the end of the show.
Yes. I think we nearly have.
And if you're not going to sing Sweet Nightingale, what are you going
Right.
to sing?
Well, I thought I might try Hyperboreans
Ooh.
by Alistair Roberts, because I haven't sung this one for years. And it's just brilliant. So this was 2011. I made a record with my brother. And I asked Alistair to give me a song because he's my favourite singer-songwriter. And he offered several, and this one really stood out. And it's about a mythical tribal race of people called the Hyperboreans who dwell beyond the tundra in a sort of utopian idyll. And artists have written about the Hyperboreans for centuries. And in Herodotus's accounts, every sort of Easter time, every Shrove time, Boreas, the north wind, tries to uproot them. Are you following? Yeah. And blows heavy gales and storms and winds upon them. And they have to kind of withstand the storms to get back to their sort of happy place. And that feels quite relevant today because it hailed on the way back from school.
It did.
Yes.
Not that I was coming with you from school, but it did
No.
hail here as well.
Yes, it was very strange day. And there's a little strathspey in the middle called the Rue and the Yarrow. So, see you at the other end. And now the hinges of the year have rust on every rivet. The deeper we will have to breathe the air just to outlive it. And the more the sun shines in the door before the month of fevers, the more comes snow, and so we know cruel Boreas deceives us. And if at 12 o'clock I walk a shadow's length behind you, the deeper I will have to dig the driven snow to find you. Alas, alas, cruel Boreas, you chill our very marrow. We will strew our pillow with the rue and with the yarrow. When Boreas again begins to blow a little harder, we'll go to our unwed bed, therein to make our order. When Boreas at last relents and the sun again is shining, we'll let the rhythm guide the sense, and the sense misguide the rhyming. better behavior, the only way to overbrim with love for every neighbour.
What a treat to hear that one live.
I don't know if it was.
Yeah, it was.
Thank
I'm a
you.
Jackie Oates fan, so what a treat.
Thank you.
It was a treat, definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for an absolutely lovely show, guys. That was really, just lovely. What a nice way to spend a Wednesday evening. Viewers, I hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as I have. Please do feel free to send the link on to friends or family, or to watch it again as much as you like. The show is going to stay online for everybody to watch for the next 7 days. I'm going to ask all the artists a little bit about what they've been up to lately, but before I do that, I want to remind everybody watching that, as Amy and Risa mentioned earlier, these shows are not ticketed, they're donation based. So if you've been watching, we'd like to ask you to make a donation if you're able to via the PayPal link, which the girls have posted below and in the comments box as well. We suggest an amount of £10, which is frankly bargainous for these 3 amazing artists you've just watched. But whatever you're able to give will be really hugely appreciated. Your donation will be divided 4 ways between 3 artists that you've just watched and the Green Note for the running costs of these live shows. Your support means a great deal to us at the current climate, as I know you know. Right, so we have come to the bit in the evening where the artists tell us a bit more about what they've been up to lately and what's coming up, and we're all super keen to hear your news. So Chloe, you were saying that you might be releasing an album later this year. That's very exciting. Tell us more.
Yeah, I think just over lockdown, I think as with other musicians, I've been really focusing on writing music. And I think once you start having a collection of songs, you start wondering, well, I really need to do something with this, and I'm not really sure how much we can count on the live gigs. For me in particular, I just don't know how soon it'll be before I'll be performing live again. So I think it would be, the next project would be an album, which I'm in the process of arranging travel because of the restrictions. It's a bit difficult to have planned, but my friend has a studio in Oxford, so I think we'll be collaborating on that.
It's very pretty, Oxford too, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's exciting news.
You should get Jackie to come and play on it.
I live near
Her being in Oxford. Sorry, I'm just setting everything up.
I'd be honoured.
Alpaca wool.
Honoured.
Yeah, I do it in exchange for a ball of wool.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh,
bargain my end.
And Jon, you've just released an album this year, and are about to release a single. Is that right?
Well, I released the album in February. Was it February? I think. Yeah, it's called Up the Cut, and it was all Birmingham Midland-based traditional songs. And the song that I played at the beginning of this evening is off that. That was John Riley. And then, I'm kind of not sure what to do next, but I've been sort of recording bits and pieces. And that song that I played second, Greek Street, is just sort of sitting in my hard drive, wondering what's going to happen to it. And so, if anybody's interested, I might put it out on Bandcamp and Spotify and things like that. And if everybody's not interested, then I won't.
People will be interested, trust me. And Bandcamp definitely is a good way generally of supporting artists. In case you didn't know, just because the artists get more of it than other places.
Love Bandcamp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Jackie.
Yes.
You've got a busy year ahead. Summer festivals, concert in July, new album. Tell us more.
Yeah, so just as lockdown happened last year, I released a sort of handmade album. If you can see that on the mug, with John Spires, called Needle Pin, Needle Pin. And and it's a kind of hand stamped album that I make in my kitchen, and that's available on Bandcamp, and we've been doing various of recording projects with that and live stream performances. Really excited about getting out on the road again in the summer, doing some festivals with Jon, and I've been really busy doing a degree in music therapy, so I'm currently studying psychoanalysis every night when the children are in bed, so it feels like it's been a busy year, but a very different year. So bits and bobs.
Yeah,
really.
Wow, that's great. Terrific sounding.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What about you, Emma?
Well, me? Well, I've been thankfully been doing this, which has been a really lovely thing, keeping me feel connected and stuff, rather than just like Rapunzel in her tower up here. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so it's been nice. Been a nice thing. I did actually just do an acting job, but that's the first one for a while, because obviously everybody's industry's kind of slowed down, but especially mine. So. And yours obviously too, definitely for musicians. So, but thankfully, everyone seems to have now embraced the online thing, which is good. But yeah, that's good. I'm sad these shows are coming to an end actually, but
brilliant.
They're fun,
really
aren't they?
lovely.
They're really nice. But I'm definitely very excited about the Green Note in 3D opening quite soon too.
I imagine what that will feel
What's
like.
the date that they're reopening?
As far as I know at the moment, it's end of June. I the girls will kind of probably say in the shows, or certainly on the website, they'll be shouting it from the rooftops whenever we actually have a proper date. Oh, I can just see something has popped up in the private chat.
25th
of June. There we go.
Not
Yes.
long.
Not long now. That's very exciting. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that actually. Well, guys, it's been just a lovely show. Thank you very much. Very enjoyable and just quite charming and lovely. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's show too.
Very much. Thank you.
Yeah, very much.
Cute.
Lovely.
Really lovely.
Great. For the last time, we're going to say goodbye. And thank you very much to the magical CHLOE MATHARU.
Thank you.
Oh, Matharu, isn't it? Yes. Did I get it right?
That's okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chloe. And a goodbye. And a thank you very much to the brilliant Jon Wilks.
Thank you.
Thank you. And goodbye. And a thank you very much to the wonderful Jackie Oates. Bye, Jackie. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And a thank you all for joining us tonight. A great big thank you to Imi and Risa, as always, and to Ali for working his tech magic behind the scenes on the sound and the cameras. We are here every Wednesday and Friday for probably about another week or so, with fantastic new lineups for these shows. So don't miss them. Thank you very much for tuning in, you lovely, wonderful people. Good night to you all, and we'll see you back here very soon.